Hi guys, today I would like to talk to you about AWS account and AWS free tier. Many of you know, but if you don't, AWS provides you with an opportunity to use many of its services for free for a whole year. They call it AWS free tier. And whether you like to experiment with the cloud or you are preparing for a certification, AWS free tier is a great opportunity to use. So in this video, I would like to show you the step-by-step procedure how to properly create AWS account and configure it. Because yes, it is free tier, but if you do not configure it properly, it can get very expensive, whether by your own doing or from malicious activity from bad people. So if you don't want to take a mortgage to pay your AWS bill, but instead want to see $0 there, then let's create an AWS account together, configure it, make it secure, and put in place all the guardrails so free tier stays free. Let's get going. So first, let's take a look. What is free tier? So like I said, that is 12 months free, which is a year. And you get like free EC2 usage, which is enough to run your own web server for a whole year. Then you get some free S3 storage, RDS, which is a database, 1 million of Lambdas, which is quite a lot, and some more stuff. CloudFront, CloudWatch, some good stuff. So let's start creating an AWS account. We press create AWS account, pretty straightforward. Sign up, all right. So put your email here and then choose a name for your account. Can be anything, you can change it later if you want. And you press verify email address. You wait for an email. It can take up to 5 minutes to arrive, so bear with me. All right, I think we got it. Verify. Good. Okay, now we have to create a root user password. Good. Next. Next you have to fill in your personal details because yeah, it's like a contract, you know. Yeah, it's a personal for my own projects, name, phone number, country, address, city, state or region if you have one, and the postal code. I have read and agree. And continue. Now you have to fill in your billing information because, yeah, it's a free tier, but like I said, you never know. They need our credit or debit card. Let's give it to them. So I hope I don't forget to blur this out so the bad guys don't steal my money. Next. All right, and the next thing you need to provide is your phone number. And please give a number that you will have access to, because once I had a situation when I forgot my root password and simultaneously I lost access to my phone number. So I couldn't do anything with my account. So we give them a number and you will get an SMS. Well, that one came pretty quickly. Yeah, we stay with basic support because here's the magic word free. And complete sign up. Congratulations, good. All right, go to the console. All right, so now we have created an AWS account. Next, we have to enable multi-factor authentication for our root user. So we go to IAM, which is Identity and Access Management. And here we have already security recommendation to add MFA to root user. You can use your physical security device if you have one, or a hardware, but we will use something simpler, which is an authenticator app. Yeah, let's give it a name. You can use Google Authenticator, Microsoft, anything. Take your device, you scan your QR code. Yeah, you have to enter 2 consecutive codes. So the first one, you wait for the second one. Still waiting. Here it is. And you add MFA. Good, your root user is secured, right? Right, good. Now, root user is like a God mode in AWS, so you have to protect it very carefully. That's why a security recommendation is to create a separate administrator user and never use your root user unless you really need it. And for day-to-day administration, you will never need root user. You will need it only when you have to close account, for example. So go to users and you create a user and you call it whatever. I'll call mine like this, and then you provide access to management console. All right, so here they offer us to create a user in Identity Center, but we won't do that because we will need a programmatic access for this admin user. So yeah, I want to create an IAM user. The password, it's a user for me, so I will not need to create a new password when I log in. And next, and then Yeah, you can basically create groups, but for this admin user, we will attach policy directly. And we will attach a policy called administrator access. And press next. Good. Create user. Okay. Our user is created. Next thing, you know what to do, right? You create an MFA for admin user. Because yes, it is not as important as root user, but still it has full administrative access. So if hacker gets access to it, he can start mining bitcoins and you will have to sell your apartment. But we don't want that, so we will create MFA. And it's done in security credentials and assign MFA device. I'll call it admin MFA and authenticator app. Next. QR code. And we enter the first code and the next one and we add it. Great. All right, so what have we done? We have added MFA for root user, we have created a separate admin user, and we have added MFA for that. Next thing, what you want to do is set up a billing alarm. Because, for example, you can start, for example, 2 EC2s and you forget to delete them, and then the bill is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And in order to avoid it, you create a billing alarm. Now I will show you how to do it. To create a billing alarm, first you need to enable billing alerts, and you do that in billing and cost management. Here it is. You go there. Then you go to billing preferences. And in alert preferences, you press edit. And then, yeah, let's check all of them. Let's receive free tier alerts. One cannot be too cautious. You input your email and you really want to receive CloudWatch billing alerts as well. And you press update. Good, so we have free tier alerts and we have enabled CloudWatch billing alerts. Now we have to create CloudWatch billing alarm. For that we go to CloudWatch, which is a monitoring service. It has alarms, it has logs, anything related to monitoring. And we go to alarms, all alarms, and create alarm. Let's select metric. And remember that you have to be in US East 1 North Virginia region, which is the only region that supports billing alarms. Okay, we go to billing, total estimated charge. We select estimated charges, press select metric. We leave statistic at maximum and period for 6 hours. And we leave threshold type as static. And whenever estimated charge is greater, we leave that. And as threshold, I would like to put, $2. I don't want to pay more than $2 for my cloud endeavors. Now, additional configuration, we leave it as is. It's good enough. And we press next. Now we have almost created an alarm, but next we need to tell AWS what to do when alarm is triggered. So what we want to do is to get notified about it, right? And for that we need to use simple notification service or SNS. And for that we need to create a new topic. Let's call it billing alarm topic. And let's put our email there. So we get notified when alarm gets triggered. Right, we don't need anything else, and we press next, and we put billing alarm as alarm name. We don't need a description. Alarm name is pretty self-explanatory. And we press next and create alarm. Good. One last thing is left to do is that when you create topic and create a subscription, so a topic is where CloudWatch sends alarms, and subscription is like a notification. In this case, it is your email address. You have to go to your email and you have to confirm this subscription. Otherwise, you won't receive them. So you go to your email and you go to the email from SNS and you press confirm subscription to receive those alarms. Good, subscription confirmed. That's it. Now we have created the billing alarm and configured all the notifications around it. Yeah, it's good to go. It's in OK status. Let's go to SNS to check it. All right, so we have one topic, billing alarm topic, and we have subscription to our email, which is confirmed. Now we can sleep easily, and whenever the forecasted monthly bill hits this threshold that you have set, in my case it is $2, then you immediately get an email. So we are safe, are we not? Good, now we can finally log out of root user and sign in with our admin user. For that, you need to copy your account ID. So you copy your account ID, then you sign out. Remember, never use your root user for administering cloud. Use your admin user. This is the security best practice. All right, so you paste in your account ID, then type in your username and your password, and then your MFA code that you have configured. All right, so we have logged in as admin user. Good. Next, we will configure AWS CLI, which is a command line tool to administer cloud from your terminal. Because at first you will do ClickOps, like you will click to create resources, but then eventually you will switch to AWS CLI. And then to infrastructure as a code, but this is not the topic of this video. First, you need to install AWS CLI. So first we Google install AWS CLI and press the first button. And then based on which operating system your laptop has, you install it. I have Mac OS, and I basically have to download this package and run the installer. Install command line interface, continue, license, continue, agree, continue, install. The installation is ongoing and it's done. Trash it. All right, let's check if it worked. So we do AWS --v, which is version. Yeah, nice. AWS CLI is installed. Yay. So now we have created an account, we have created a user, and we have installed AWS CLI onto our laptop. Now we have to connect them. And you do that not with password, but with something called access key and secret access key. And first we need to create them. So we go back to the console to Identity and Access Management, which is IAM. And we find our user, here it is, and we press Create Access Key. And the use case is CLI, yes. Put the description, and we have created it. Access keys are very, very important. So first of all, keep them safe. Never show them to anyone. Never commit them to any Git repos. Otherwise, using these access keys, anyone gets full admin access to your account. So be very, very careful with them. And it's a good thing to rotate them regularly. So yeah, you work with it for a month, then you delete this one and create a new one. And one more thing, you need both of them to be able to connect to AWS. And the only time when you will be able to view your secret access key is now, when you have created it. As soon as I close this window, I won't be able to. Workaround is to delete this key and create a new one. But now we will use this one because we haven't closed this window yet, right? You go to your terminal on your laptop and you type AWS configure. And you paste your access key and your secret access key and the region of your choice. Yeah, I'll use US East 1, that's fine. Okay, now we have configured the access and now let's check it. We will use AWS STS, which stands for Security Token Service, which is the service behind this authentication. So AWS STS get caller identity. And yay, we are who we are. This is our admin user. Good, so it works. You know what? Let's have some fun. Let's create an EC2 instance. Our first EC2 instance in the cloud. Yay! EC2, which is Elastic Compute Cloud, is a virtual servers in the cloud service. And yeah, we have nothing here for now. And we press launch instance and we name it my first EC2. We select the Amazon machine image, AMI, the image that will be installed on it. Amazon Linux is fine. We leave it by default, and then the instance type. The magic words are free tier eligible. Always pick one with these magic words. And then the key pair, the SSH keys that we will use to connect to it. We have to create it. So we press create, you give it a name, my key, and you leave it everything by default and you create it. and you have to download the private key. Because how it connects to your EC2 instance, you have like the public part of the key on the instance and the private key on your laptop, and using this you will be able to connect to it. Auto-assign public IP, yeah, let's use that. Security group is like a firewall for this particular EC2 instance. Whom do we allow to connect to it? And you know what? For this demonstration purposes, we will allow SSH and HTTP traffic from anywhere. Don't do that long term, but for this short-term presentation, when we will delete the instance right away, yeah, we'll do it like this. Then the storage, we leave it as is, and we press the launch instance. And we wait. Cool. It's running already, can you imagine? So let's try to SSH into it. Let's bring up the terminal and go to the folder where you have downloaded your key, and you have to change the permissions to this key. It's a very sensitive file, so you have to change the permissions to read only of this key. Good. And then you do SSH. You have to grab the public IP address of that instance. Here it is. The public IP, copy. Good. SSH. And the user is EC2 user at IP address. And you use the key -i and my key. Enter. Yes, we accept the fingerprint. Nice, we are in. We're in our own instance. Oh my God. Good, what can we do? Let's install a web server, why not? Sudo yum install nginx. So we're gonna create our own website. Yes. And it is installing. But you know what? I'll show you how to connect to the instance more safely. So one of the options which we just did is to connect to the instance using SSH. But for that you need to open ports. Even if you open it to only your IP, it's still an opening. So more secure way is to use Session Manager. But for that you need to create an instance profile. So you go to your favorite service called IAM. You know that already, right? And you create a role for your EC2 instance. You press create role, you select the service, EC2 instance, it is, and then you press next, and you have to attach a policy, which is called Amazon SSM Managed Instance Core. And you click it, you press next, you name your role SSM EC2 role, and then you create it. And then you go back to your EC2 console, your instance, go to security and modify IAM role, and you select the role you have just created. Press update. Good. Now the role is attached to the instance. Then you press connect, and yeah, the SSM agent is not online. Maybe we need to restart the SSM agent. So we are in the instance, we do sudo systemctl restart Amazon SSM agent. Yeah, it's restarted. Let's refresh the page. Yeah, and it works. You see, now we can even close the port 22 and log into the instance using the console. It is much more secure than using SSH keys. So you press connect and it looks like this. So yeah, you basically have the terminal but in your console. It's pretty cool. So what did we want to? Oh, we want to create our own website, right? So let's have a look. Where is our nginx root directory? etc nginx, no, nginx conf. So, and it is in user share nginx html. Copy. And we have to sudo vi index html, and let's change it to welcome. You press I for edit, cloud ninjas, escape, colon W for write, Q for exit, quit, and it's saved. And now we can sudo systemctl start nginx, because now it's down. Let's bring it up. It started. Cool. Now the big moment. Is our website online or not? Let's grab the public IP address and paste it here. Does support secure connection? Yeah, we don't have HTTPS, no worries. Welcome, Cloud Ninjas. You see, we have our own website in the cloud. Within what, like 2 minutes to start an EC2 and to configure it? Man, this is cool. I think we're done here for today, so don't forget that we need to delete the instance, because if you forget to delete it, say you just close this window and forget about it forever, then it will run for a year for free, but in a year you will get your first billing alarm, and yeah, who knows if you still remember the password. So we will delete it. You select the instance and you go to instance state and you terminate it. That's it, done. It's terminated. So you will not pay for anything. So let's summarize what we have done today. We have created an AWS account. We have created multi-factor authentication for the root user. We have created billing alarm. We have created admin user. We have added MFA to admin user as well. We have configured access to CLI, and we have created our own website in the cloud using EC2 instance. Isn't that cool? I hope this video was helpful for you. So thanks for watching, good luck to all of us, and may the cloud be with you. Always!